Hey, it's Amy Lynn, and I'm with the owner of Volvo Fort Myers, Lauren Sheffer, and we decided the best way to show you the legendary safety of the Volvo is to do the test track, which nobody does. Nobody. You can test drive any vehicle.
Yeah, I think we're the only dealer in the United States that does that.
Right, and okay, so tell us what we're actually going through with this test track.
Well, the reason we do this, Amy Lynn, is, you know, virtually every new car you drive is going to drive great, whether it's a Kia or a Bentley, it doesn't really matter. But when you put a vehicle under stress, that's when you know what you're paying for.
Yes.
And wouldn't you agree that unless a guest knows the value of what they're paying for, that they think they're underpaying for the value, they're not going to buy it.
Exactly.
So that's how we take Volvos out on the test track. We show people what they're spending their money for, and our closing percentage is extremely high. People love this. It means a lot to them, and I hear time and time again. I've bought 8, 9, 10, 15 cars in my lifetime. No one has ever done this for me in the past. And it's fun too. Besides that, it's just a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun.
It is.
It's a little scary, not gonna lie, but it does show you how safe these cars are and just what they can do in situations that you will definitely be in on the roads in Southwest Florida.
So here's the first step. This is the dead straightaway, and we're going to make two demonstrations. We're going to show you how fast the Volvo is, and we're going to show you what it's like to be in an absolute panic stop. And when we do the panic stop, we're going to take the car to approximately 50 miles an hour. I'm going to put my hands on the ceiling of the vehicle, and I'm going to stand on the brake pedal. And when that happens, this car is going to come to a stop like you dropped anchor. Also, when in the panic stop, you notice the nose of the car doesn't dip down to the pavement like most cars do. And the danger in that is, if your nose dives towards the pavement and you should rear end somebody, your impact bumper is not going to match up to their impact bumper, and you're going to eat it. That's not going to happen in a Volvo. Okay, you ready? Here we go.
I'm sitting forward.
Okay, prepare to launch. Here we go.
3, 2, 1.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 50 miles an hour now. Notice how the vehicle stops absolutely dead straight with my hands off the steering wheel. Okay, now this part of the demonstration is the neighborhood braking demonstration. And you're going to use your imagination here. What I want you to do is where the insert to our parking lot is, I want you to imagine that as a residential street. And right on that corner, instead of a big water ditch, there's going to be a house and a large SUV or a van. On the other side of that is going to be some small imaginary children. And we're going to go right at that like it's a city street. We're going to be driving about 20 miles an hour, and we're going to imagine one of those small children running out in front of the vehicle. Volvo's corporate goal is that no one perishes in a Volvo or because of a Volvo worldwide, and that's what this demonstrates. Here we go. Okay, we're driving along. One of those children comes out in front of us right now. Is that quick enough for you? How long was the braking distance there? How long would you say that took to stop from the time I say go to the dead stop at 20 miles an hour? It takes about, I'm going to say it's probably 4 or 5 feet.
And you know, distractions are everywhere, especially this time of year in Southwest Florida.
Now, what we're going to demonstrate now is, if you've never been to Europe, there's a lot of the city streets in European cities, particularly in Scandinavia, many of them are over 1,000 years old. And they just jog and they turn corners, and you have to have a car with a short turning radius. So this is how we demonstrate the turning radius. Amy Lynn, I want you to lean on that door. I'm going to put the window down.
Okay.
And just look out on the pavement, kind of visually pick out a spot. I'm going
Okay.
to turn the wheel all the way lock to lock. Watch this.
Oh, wow. Right back onto that spot.
Okay.
Right back onto
now
that
that's
spot.
pretty incredible. Wait till you do it under full throttle.
Oh.
Nothing to it.
Seriously? Come on.
Okay. Now, you okay, darling?
I tell you, it's a little scary, but you got to do it. It's amazing.
Okay. This demonstration is the city safety demonstration. We're going to go right into that barrier. And what the city safety does is there's 3 radar guns underneath behind the mirror that monitor everything in front of the vehicle. At 19 miles an hour, if somebody pulls out in front of you, the vehicle is going to tap the brake to let you know you need to take evasive actions to keep from impacting something. If you're under 9 miles an hour, like you would be in stop-and-go traffic on I-75 or in city driving,
McGregor, anytime during rush hour.
You're distracted, you're on the phone, you're drinking a cup of coffee, the kids are acting up in the back seat, whatever it might be, and you don't notice the vehicle in front of you is stopped, or somebody pulls out in front of you and you're under 9 miles an hour, this car is going to stop itself. And I mean, right now.
Honestly, it's one of the best things I love about my S60.
The toughest thing about this is getting people to take the demonstration and keep their foot off the brake, because we're going to get so close to that barrier you won't believe it. Here we go. We're driving along, my hands off the steering wheel, my feet are off the brake pedal, looking at you.
Nothing. Done.
Look how close we are to the barrier.
On its own. Incredible. And I'll tell you, with my S60, I've been in stop-and-go rush hour traffic where my S60 has done just that for me. It taps on the brakes for you to keep you alert. It's honestly one of the best things about the vehicle. I love it.
Now, the last part of our demonstration is pretty exciting. This is called the moose test. And the moose test is where something comes out in front of you suddenly when you're at speed. Most vehicles do not behave the same way at slow speed as they do at high speed. That's not true of the Volvo. So we're going to go right at that barrier. At the last instant, I'm going to jerk the steering wheel to the right and then jerk it left, just like I'm going around a moose that stepped out in front of me. And you'll see the car is completely under control. It's a little frightening when we do it. A lot of people get like, oh my God, we're going to hit that thing. So believe me, we do this all the time. It's not going to happen. Are you ready?
We're ready.
Here we go.
Let's do it.
Complete control. That's why we drive Volvos.
It's incredible. I'm telling you, a little scary, but it will show you exactly what this car can do. It is, without a doubt, the safest vehicle I have ever driven. And then, Lauren, there's so many more things about this vehicle that are just over the top. And I guess one of the things that I love is that it was designed by a woman, so there are a lot of things that women particularly would enjoy about this vehicle.
That's so true, Amy Lynn.
I'll show you one right here. Because, you know, us girls, we have a big purse, like, you know, our big Coach bag, right? But then we want to take, like, our clutch or something, or, you know, we just want to take, like, whatever into the club or whatever. Check this out. Boop. There's a little hidden compartment right there. Nobody's gonna see it. How do you love that? It's kind of nice.
This is called a waterfall dash, and it comes straight down here, but the whole thing is only that thick. So it leaves that nice space in the back, and there's a tray with a rubber coating on it so things don't slide around. The big problem for women's purses is oftentimes they'll put them down under their feet, and in a stop, sometimes they'll slide forward, and they can jam up the gas pedal or the brake pedal. That's bad.
Yeah. And you know, speaking of the rubber things, look at these. I know, I mean, often I'm not really one on cup holders, but as far as a selling point, but this actually did sell me. I like that the rubber things are in the cup holders, because it's not just a cup holder that's going to knock your thing or slosh it around and get your coffee or your soda or whatever all over the place. It actually stays snug in there, which is actually kind of incredible. I like that.
One of the other things I'll point out for you, Amy Lynn, you always tell me how much you like this feature, is the blind spot intervention system.
Yes.
You can see it right on the A-pillar of the car. You see where the stereo speaker is on the door? And that little light right there, when someone's in your blind spot, there's a radar gun underneath the side view mirrors. And when you have a vehicle in that blind spot, or a motorcyclist, or even someone walking up to within 30 feet of the back of the vehicle, that light goes on. And I'll tell you what, when it's really handy is when you're in very congested traffic, or when you're in heavy rain, when the weather's really bad and you're very much concentrating on what you're in front of you. All of a sudden you think, geez, I got to change lanes, and you see that orange light go off, you know not to change lanes. Just one of those little features that Volvo has the world patent on.
And I'll tell you, a lot of people drive motorcycles around here, and I've been in the situation with my S60 where there's a motorcycle in your blind spot, and they're really hard to see. And so that light will activate, It'll get you looking to see what's around you, and you'll see somebody that you wouldn't have seen otherwise. It's a great alert point, so it is one of the things I talk about a lot because it's so good to have.
Well, that concludes our test drive on the test track. I hope you enjoyed it. I will tell you, if you have an opportunity to come down to the dealership, I know you're watching it on video, but let me tell you, when you experience it, that's what will make you want a Volvo and understand the value of what we sell.
Exactly. It is over the top when it comes to safety, and it sold me. It will sell you. I'm telling you, come down and do it for yourself. It's a test track, and it's only at Volvo of Fort Myers, 2600 Colonial Boulevard, online at driverealhappy.com. You will be